Hi Leo, welcome to your mid-July 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So, hope everyone is doing well. Isn't that interesting? First card I pick is for the center is the Seven of Wands. So that's fire. We can see just by the flame, but the wands are fire. And I call this the Eternal Flame card. And the other, this is the Wild Unknown deck. And then the, what do you call it? The Rider-Waite deck, which is the standard that people compare decks to. They have like a man in a defensive posture. So I really like this particular depiction rather than the other one, because I think that it's like the keeper of the flame, if you will. And then I get another wands. Alrighty. So the heart of the matter is the Seven of Wands, and this is a card that we can associate with fire energy. Of course, Leo is, so is Sag, and so is Aries. So if you're dealing with somebody of this. Now, like I said, in the typical depiction, there is somebody who is kind of fending off an attack. So if we look at it from that perspective, we think of someone who is defending themselves, standing their ground, if you will. And part of that is the idea that wands or fire signs are about autonomy, individuality, and fighting for the right to be oneself. Now, I mentioned the Eternal Flame, and for me personally, I actually visualize this, maybe being a Sagittarian. But how I see things is that we have these flames within ourselves. And it almost seems like it's a conspiracy where people are trying to extinguish our flame. And to me, the flame represents, it could represent desire, but it represents maybe what our passions in life, what we came here to do, what we came here to become. And it's unique to us. Even if you are a healthcare worker and that's something that you're very passionate about, you may do things in your own way. By the way, I have the window open. Hopefully that's a commuter train. Yeah, I think it is. And so no one can do the same thing and show up in life in the same way. And I feel very strongly about being authentic and being true to yourself. So this is what this card represents to me, ultimately, is stoking that flame and not allowing other people to put it out, which I see with that defensive posture in the other decks, that they are showing somebody who feels like they have to protect themselves. But really, in truth, you don't have to protect yourself. You don't have to defend yourself and prove that you're okay, that you're worthy. And actually, one of the very best things that a person can do is to observe when they feel that they're in a relationship with somebody who is trying to do that to them, trying to get them to defend themselves. It shows that that person is likely, putting you on the defensive so that you never just think that you're okay, and then you're always kind of like in a weakened state, if you will. And the more that you can see through those tactics, the more that you can preserve that inner flame and be able to realize those dreams that you've held so dear, maybe for decades in some cases. In the past position, we have the Son of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. This can be a happy message, good news that has come your way, and also a new relationship with a fire sign that makes you feel like a kid again, that really has brightened your day. Wait a minute, Sons. Okay, I'm sorry. This is actually Knight of Wands. I'm sorry. Scratch that. because I get confused when they use Sun, and I'm thinking, okay, it's actually still fire energy, but it's actually double fire because it's night. So we have the Son of Wands on one side, and we have the Son of Pentacles on the other. Well, what that says to me is that perhaps you're dealing with two people, and one is a fire sign and one is an earth sign. Now, whether they are literally sun signs and fire or earth, and earth is immaterial. One person can be very wild and sexy, and the other person can be very dependable. And it's like, what is it that you want out of life? What do you want right now? Do you want that safety, or do you want that chaos? Maybe both of these things are too extreme for you, Leo. But could that be parts of your own self? And then the higher self, the Knight of Pentacles, is saying, if you want to reach your goal, whatever this goal is that is a burning desire, the eternal flame, you have to work at it. The Knight of Pentacles is very plotting, not plotting with a T, but plotting with a D, in terms of like work, rinse, repeat. And that's how the Knight of Pentacles, which is associated with Taurus, achieves success. The old-fashioned way. They actually work, and then they rinse and they repeat, and they do, they do it all over again. Leos can get into that kind of a routine very easily because you're a fixed sign just like Taurus. And so you like your routines typically. And you are considered a workaholic even. And so don't think that if you have a creative goal or some kind of a thing that you have kind of concocted, that it's not going to require the same hard work that anything else would. Whether you're studying to get a degree or you're in a day job that you're not crazy about, they all involve effort, but consistent effort, actually. What crosses you is the Nine of Cups. Well, if any card, I hope this is the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I can count. And, because that looked like a V to me, and that would be a 4, but I can count. And this is the card of wish fulfillment. So this is just kind of more, how would I put it? Oh, isn't that a nice light? The light keeps going in and out, so sometimes it's a little bit dim, but I'm using natural light, no ring lights, none of that jazz. So the Nine of Cups as the challenge card can be too much of a good thing. So, for instance, if you've met somebody and you're gaga, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Leos can burn in their enthusiasm. And you might say, you say that like that's a bad thing. So what if I am so excited that I just like kind of burn out from my excitement? That sounds like a good way to burn out. It's that the Knight of Wands individual, if these are two different people, the Knight of Wands can actually be a player type of a guy. And if you're really thinking that this is going to be a long-term relationship, your best bet is with the Knight of Pentacles, because that person is more consistent and reliable. And that sounds really boring, especially to a fire sign, but in the long run, it might be much more what you're looking for. And with the Nine of Cups, there may be excess emotion. You may be exaggerating your emotions. Sometimes I see it when I do private readings. Somebody might have the moon, you know, squaring Jupiter or something, and they have like, their emotions are like over the top. And they blow everything up, make things out to be more than they are. And this is because Leo wants to live life like it's some kind of a grand drama. And that's really, I can dig that, because that's nice to look at life from a more epic kind of way. But on the other hand, it might be a little bit overblown sometimes, and then you're not really connecting with what is happening in front of you. You're creating this drama, and it becomes a drama rather than just having that lust for life, that passion for life. What's coming in is the Six of Cups. This is the soulmate card. Now, with this particular deck, this is one of those ingenious depictions that I think of. Because the Six of Cups with the soulmate card, it's also tied to childhood and the sign of Cancer. Look at the roots of that tree. And it really is about the sentimentality of the past and how we create these roots with children. For instance, Leo rules the 5th house of children. So you are somebody who actually loves children, typically. And that for some people, this may be part of the plan, that you're looking for that. Well, again, Nine of Pentacles is more likely to be there and support that. And, you know, if we want certain outcomes, we have to make certain choices that are sensible, that, you know, will lead to that. And sometimes people are just kind of, I want the outcome, but I don't want to necessarily have to do something about it, in other words. And that's where it gets a little bit, I don't necessarily want to be in charge of this. I just want it to happen. No, I mean, it takes active decision-making, discernment to be able to have that happen. And, you know, I'm sure there are some Leos nodding their head if you have Mercury in Virgo, for instance, where you're like, yes, I am very analytical and I really think things through before I do them and decide whether they are worthy of my, you know, pursuing. But this could be like a soulmate situation too. And then what do I end up with? The Lover's card. So I do believe, for instance, that this reading is more of a relationship or a love reading type of emphasis because of some of the cards that I have drawn. But I will say that the Lover's card, while it is self-explanatory, it also is about more than just becoming somebody's lover in the physical sense. It's about that really showing who you truly are to somebody, so that they fall in love with the real person, not this, you know, contrived version of yourself, or this heavily redacted version of yourself. And there's nothing, I don't think there's many greater feelings in the world than being with somebody and they know that you have faults and they love you anyway. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be something that you think they want from you. And that you can also accept another person's weaknesses as well. Not make excuses for them, but accept them. And become true partners. Leo is a sign that is very powerful and can be very even aggressive sometimes. And sometimes, even if you're a woman, a female Leo, sometimes you can be like initiating relationships, just very extroverted and confident, and perhaps you attract people who are more reticent. But sometimes it's okay to hang back and let the other person take charge as well. So to me, the Lover's card is also a card of balance. It's the number 6 in the major arcana, and not surprisingly, it's associated with Venus. And yet they say that this is a card connected to Gemini. Not sure that I can see that, but I definitely numerologically can understand the number 6. So soulmate in this time frame? I hope so, if that's what you're looking for. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.